If you have ever thought about the reasons that some individuals become wealthy without making much of an effort while others can barely make ends meet, then you've come to the right place. What if I told you the magic mechanism is everywhere in special assets to be deployed? In this first segment of this series, you'll learn about 15 compelling riches that change financial prospects and strategies. If you are having troubles paying the bills, or if you are simply tired of your current life, well, here is a positive video that may help you with some in-depth information that may one day pull through into a better life. Think of it, waking up one morning to find numerous dollars stacked for you. Isn't that attractive? At the end of this video, you will learn practical tips on how you can start improving your financial position today and becoming resilient to the economic hardship. Therefore, are you prepared to become financially secure? Shall we take a start? In the process of creating the rock-bottom level of financial habits, it is necessary to learn about the concept of assets. The balance sheet separates assets, which are resources capable of generating some sort of income, as Statement 1, from liabilities, which are obligations which use up income, as stated in Statement 2. In a way, it is like having a high revving motor. The more cash resources you possess, the more money can be produced after the period. For example, weigh how a rental property will secure a regular stream of income, which makes it a stream of income security. When you target the growth of your asset base, you are not reaching for a better life. You are preparing for a brighter future. Therefore, the next time you feel the pressure bearing down with obligations, remember that the ability to increase your assets will stabilize your finance and offer a handle. And on the topic of resilience, it only makes sense to look at how having cash on hand can really have an impact. Every person needs contingency funds, a safety box in one's financial life. That way it offers liquidity so you can take advantage of investment opportunities as they present themselves. Imagine this. You stumble upon a really efficient investment opportunity that would help you grow wealth a lot, only if you had the cash ready for it though. There has to be a kind of cushion that one can use in handling with any unpredictable incidences that life throws at you. It's good to have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses saved in an emergency fund. In this way, with equanimity you are able to beat pressure without even losing a bead of sweat. Further, having working capital provides the ability to reduce vulnerability. One failure is unlikely to be deadly even if it sends the company spiraling for a time. As much as established that cash reserves must be maintained, it's equally important that we consider how real estate can be beneficial for your portfolio. Holding of real estate is widely regarded as easily one of the safest bets any investor can make, and maybe for sound reasons. It is not only yielding income, but also becomes more valuable with time. Therefore, it is a high-performing instrument in your trade treasury. Picture this, holding an asset that produces rental income in the form of monthly checks while at the same point appreciating in value. It is like having a provider that is assisting you to make a better life, and the future will be so good. In this particular type of business, people succeed when they begin from small investment like a small house or a 2-flat. This approach helps them to be trained, and at the same time they get paid. The good news is that as they get more exposure, they can increase their stakes in their campaigns. Therefore, let us proceed into the bonds investment arena, which presents another entirely significant investment type. Investment in bonds is considered more safer and secure way of investing in the world of investments with potential growth of capital. In fact, when you buy bonds, you are providing money to a government/corporation, and in return you receive interest payments. It can be a great method of enhancing the quality of your portfolio whilst at the same time cutting down on pressure. For example, U.S. Treasury bonds are insured by the state, which means this is one of the best types of investment. It gives a constant flow of cash income and can be useful means to mitigate the effects of unpredictable market shocks. Also, they can act as a factor that can support your investment plan. Next, let's get a pulse on stocks, where the level of risk and its corresponding returns really grabs the heart of the investor. Sinking your money into blue chips is something like experiencing an electrifying theme park ride. It is fun and also, with a little bit of luck and special formulation, profitable. When people purchase shares in an organization, the purchase is seen as a means of having partial ownership of the organization and in effect a chance to benefit from the improvements in the organization's profitability. It is like buying a stock in some local technological startup only to see the company rise to become a large money-making corporation with your own stake in it. But here, it is pertinent to embark on stock investment with a plan. Investing in a number of these industries, it is possible to reduce risk and increase the odds of getting a better returns. For instance, one could think of researching firms, which are long-standing, such as the Apple or Microsoft, companies that have been in the industry for several years. Moving with the stocks in mind, we can now turn our attention to mutual funds and index funds, where the holder will have more diversified investments. These are particularly exciting investment programs where one does not have to search for multiple investment opportunities on their own due to their complexity. Mutual funds and index funds come in handy. They combine capital from many investors to purchase different securities, which tends to minimize risks. Think of it this way. Instead of investing all your resources in one venture, you are distributing your resources in many ventures, increasing your odds towards a better life. For example, an index fund that invests in S&P 500 allows you investment in 500 of the largest firms in the U.S. investment asset, offering a high-performance investment with less fee charged by the fund manager. Besides helping to make investments simpler, this strategy helps one avoid vulnerability to market fluctuations. Moreover, it's an effective way of enter the business and begin earning an income without prior knowledge. Let us turn to investigating these funds, while it is time now to go deeper into the world of intellectual property, as often creativity can be also financially rewarded. Thus, IP is usually regarded as a concealed value that is not effectively utilized, even though it most certainly can be potentially very profitable. Patents, trademarks and cures serve to safeguard your creativity and inventions to enable their sale or licensing. Picture creating a new gizmo that has never existed before and get a patent. Each time that people use it or manufacture it, you are profiting. It not only adds to a better life being lived, but also helps in placing oneself as a person with solution-invoking prospects. They always feel the pressure of coming up with something new, but the potential benefits are huge. For instance, more firms such as Disney have constructed vast complexes on the basis of the type, as a way of illustrating just how much value it can be worth. With this in mind, let me move on to the topic of time value and brand value, which is so critical in taking a business to another level. Many CEOs and CFOs still tend to overlook the fact that a brand and the goodwill associated with such a brand can be a large determining factor in the amount of the company's value. Through this implies that brand builds consumer confidence in him, hence developing a competitive edge since the customer is willing to pay more or even make repeat orders. Just taking the example of Nike, Coca-Cola, the brand names themselves make people feel that they are reliable. This is the power of brand value. It is the value which, if treated as an asset, promises a good future for any business. By being able to invest in the marketing and the customer relation, a company is able to build its goodwill, which is equivalent to the financial gains. There is so much pressure in ensuring that this brand image remains positive, and yet, through thick and thin, business will business. The future work is to contemplate how all these assets converge to form strategy of building up wealth. Having discussed the role of brand value, please recall the information we have received during this first part of the journey into the world of assets and think about how you, the reader, can use it. Undoubtedly, every one of these assets can alone make a massive difference in your financial standing, but the real alchemy happens when you act. Are you ready to start generating profits and crafting your future ultimately? Just to recall, this is barely the tip of the iceberg. In the next video, we shall proceed with more techniques that enable you to build wealth and personal development. So, don't miss out. Finally, it is important to remind you to please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our new videos. In addition, we are going to discuss even more ways through which, together, we can improve your financial experience. Are you excited? So let's take this leap to try and make things a little better in our lives.